how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it.
Cardinals. Oh my goodness. I Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I apologize. Let me do it again. Yo, yo, yo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Juan, we got Chef, we got Flying Solo, we got John, we got AZ Toxic, Jonathan, X. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for being in the chat. Up and foremost, you guys are all absolutely amazing. Today marks the day that we all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. We've already getting some news. News is coming out right now about the 53-man roster. People that are getting cut left and right. Players that are surprising cuts that are getting cut left and right. And oh my God, here we go. Let's get started. There's a lot to dive into here today. Obviously with the surprising cuts that already went down. Do me a huge favor, ladies and gentlemen. We already got 30 people here at the start of the show, only 3 minutes in. Do me a huge favor, all 30 of you guys here on the YouTube side. Smack the like button, ladies and gentlemen. There should be no reason why there should be no 30 likes on this stream. Smack it up. Do me that huge favor right now. Appreciate you guys for being here up and foremost. Today, we're going to be reacting live from all these cut news, the news that's coming out, and we're getting stuff to talk about, right? We're getting a lot of stuff to talk about, some confusing things that are happening within the Arizona Cardinals, some potential rumors that could potentially, make something out of nothing. But yes, we have a lot to talk about today. So do me a huge favor, smack up the like button here on your way in. What that does is it helps me out, and it also helps out the algorithm, push it out to other Cardinal fans out there that are subscribed to this channel, but they don't know that we are currently live. So do me a huge favor, smack up the like button here on the way in. Appreciate you guys up and foremost. Let's get started. Let's go. All right. So we got some news earlier this morning, and please, 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 please keep me get engaged in the chat. Engage in the chat. This is why we're going live right now for this live watch party, because I want to get your guys' thoughts and reactions, because we heard probably about an hour and a half ago that the Arizona Cardinals are releasing standout cornerback Darren Hall. Now, this is a very surprising move for the very sole purpose of the cornerbacks were already pretty thin in terms of the back end cornerbacks for the Arizona Cardinals. Of course, you lose Sean Murphy Bunting, and on top of that, Sterling Thomas V gets hurt in training camp. So now you're left with some cornerbacks right now that the Arizona Cardinals are really going to have to make a big decision on, right? Darren Hall, although potentially a bubble player, he balled out, man. He did such a good job in preseason, and I think that's one of the sad parts is because he did a good job. He was such a fascinating, exciting player to watch. He potentially could have had 3 interceptions. Now, I believe he ended up with 1 interception, and it was a really good interception. But he was one of the first releases earlier this morning by Ian Rappaport. He was the first to report it, at least what I saw, was that Darren Hall was released by the Arizona Cardinals. Not just that, ladies and gentlemen, Simi Fehoko is gone too. Simi Fehoko, he ended up taking to his TikTok. I'm not big on TikTok myself. Sometimes I jump on there, but it is a good platform, because this is a platform that a lot of players go on there to kind of give updates, and he provided an update. Probably about 20 minutes ago, Simi Fehoko took to his TikTok and said that he was released slash and or cut. So Simi Fehoko is no longer a part of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, he mentioned that if he is cleared off of waivers and nobody claims him, the Arizona Cardinals could potentially put him on the practice squad. So I'm pretty sure there's some sort of communication with the Arizona Cardinals organization and Simi Fehoko, that fact that if he clears waivers, he can very well be on the practice squad. So does that give me a little bit of happiness? It does, but it still does suck because like Simi Fehoko was one of the best wide receivers in all preseason. And I get it. It's preseason, right? But he was the guy that potentially could have been your five, right? Your five guy. And I don't know, man. This one bummed me out. I'm gonna be real. This one bummed me out. This one and Darren Hall really bummed me out. Now, if you guys did not know, the Arizona Cardinals ended up releasing the first wave of cuts yesterday. Now, we ended up making a video about that specific video. A lot of these names aren't surprising, right? And I've heard multiple people in the comments saying, "Oh, this is not surprising to me, right? This is something that should be expected, right? Like your Andre Bocelli." Preseason legend, right? Preseason legend. And then you got, tight end Oscar Cardenas, right? And then you got, Stephen Gilmore, V Jones, right? You got these players that it's expected for them to not make the Arizona Cardinals, and they were a part of the first wave cuts of players that were already told, hey, you're not going to make the roster in the 53. But never in my wildest imaginations where I was going to get two of my gems that did really well in preseason, like Simi Fehoko and or Darren Hall. I really didn't. Now, I ended up going on a video with my guy Mythic AZ, and I believe he already released the video. We ended up talking about the cornerback state and where it's at. Darren Hall might have been the guy that I said he might have been the guy that gets cut because of the tenure of Elijah Jones. And let's be real, if Elijah Jones didn't have that great game, and it wasn't even great, it was a good game, right? In week 3, we might be talking about Darren Hall potentially being on this roster. But I did mention the fact because he's got that third round tenure on him, right? The that third round pick tenure on Elijah Jones, he probably is going to get into these roster as probably your fourth guy. No, maybe your fifth guy, maybe your sixth guy, right? That's probably what the Arizona Cardinals are going to do, and that's exactly what happened. So is it a shock to me that Darren Hall isn't on this roster? I mean, once you break it down, by position, it's not, but it still hurts, man. It still hurts. It's still very unfortunate because this guy really gave his blood, sweat, and tears, and did a did a pretty darn good job. Did a pretty darn good job at it. Now, something else just came out. Something else just came out here. Jalen Jones, Arizona Cardinals, probably veteran cornerback right now. He just put something on his X/Twitter. Let's dive into what this is. 1 second. What is this? Sorry. Jalen Jones ended up putting something on his X/Twitter. Hashtag stay true. Not 100% sure if this means he's staying with the Cardinals or not, but I got to look a little bit more into this. Jalen Jones, potentially a veteran corner of the Arizona Cardinals, the most veteran corner, if I'm going to be real, on this roster right now, just put something on his X/Twitter. I'm curious to figure out if he made the squad or not. All right, I guess we'll see. We'll wait and see. So Jalen Jones ends up putting something on his X, but I'm not 100% sure what it means. As of right now, TBD. Let's see what exactly that means. All right, let's keep it with the comments here. We got a few people here in the chat. Jacoby Myers is a Cardinal. Just watch. Hey, from your lips to the football god's ears, AZ Toxic. From your lips to the football god's ears. If you get rid of a Simi Fehoko, you better get a you better have a real good plan. If it is Jacoby Myers, woo, that would be amazing. Now I'm not gonna come out here and obviously say anything. I would love nothing more than bringing in Jacoby Myers in here, but are the Cardinals going to do it? That's the big question out there, right? Now, another thing to kind of note here is that we ended up seeing Darren Urban put a tweet out. Now, of course, please keep this, in mind that we're all speculating, right? Even people that are very close to the organization, like Darren Urban, he's been with the organization for like 15 plus years, right? Maybe even 20 plus years with the Arizona Cardinals organization. So we're all trying to piece things together, right? He ended up putting this tweet out, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. And I labeled it my only saving grace, right? Because I'm a little hurt. I ain't gonna lie to you. Semi Fehoko not being here, as well as Darren Hall not being here is a little. It sucks. But he ended up putting this out as cuts new leaks. A piece of the puzzle that might end up being part is that the injured guys will be ready sooner rather than later, and you need a roster spot or lose them for a month. So I'm not sure if he's coming out here saying that he knows something. He probably doesn't, right? Like I said, we're all trying to piece something together. At the end of the day, we're all trying to piece things together. Maybe he's onto something. Maybe he truly is onto something. Maybe Bilal Nichols, maybe BJ Ojolari, maybe Walter Nolan is ready to go and to be removed off the PUP list. Maybe. So this is kind of my only saving grace as of right now. I hope that we get some breaking news coming while we're streaming saying that Walter Nolan's being removed off the PUP list. Because let's be real here, right? Let's be real. This 53-man roster prediction is one of the hardest predictions to predict. It is. It absolutely is. Because you got the contingency of those three guys on the PUP list, right? That started off the PUP right from the jump. You got those guys. And on top of that, you got the guys that are bubble guys like Darren Hall, Semi Fehoko, right? Although they had really good preseasons, maybe the Cardinals want to open up some more room for those guys. So it's a lot to consider here, right? Although I'm bummed out, absolutely I'm bummed out, but at the end of the day, the Cardinals have a plan, right? The Cardinals have a plan. I just hope that the plan is going to come to fruition. I don't know, right? I don't know. And then I do have a question here. Who is Jalen Jones? He's one of our cornerbacks. Now he's a DB, right? He's a DB. So I'm not sure if I think he ended up taking it down. I think he ended up taking down his post. If I'm re-looking at this here right now. Yeah, he took down his post. Jalen Jones had a post up on X and Twitter, and I'm not 100% sure exactly what it meant. I'm gonna be real, but he took it down. So I don't know if he. I don't know. All right, well that's interesting. But he's a cornerback for the Cardinals, and he's probably the veteran that we got right now. Like I'm gonna be real, he's probably the oldest cornerback that we got on this roster right now. Garrett Williams could potentially be a veteran as well. I mean, he's 24 years old. He's really, really young. But, I mean, Jalen Jones right now is, he doesn't even show his age. 97. I mean, he's got to be like 28, right? 28, 29 years old, late 20s. So, probably seen to be the veteran for the Arizona Cardinals at cornerback. So, that's what Jalen Jones is. Jersey, what's up, buddy? Says, talk to me, Mikey. What's going on? All right, buddy. There's a lot. There's a lot already happening. Do me a huge favor. We got over 100 people here on the YouTube side. Guys, smack the like button. Do me that huge favor right now. Smack it up. Welcome to the watch party of rumors and already big surprises that is happening right now for the Arizona Cardinals. So we already got so much new people coming in. So let's do this. Let's do a real quick recap of the things that we already know that hasn't been officially announced. Simi Fehoko took to his TikTok and he ended up saying that he was released / cut, but there is potential for him to be put on the practice squad. So for what it's worth, he's no longer going to be on the 53, or at least right now, not on the 53, right? So there's that. Simi Fehoko is not on the 53, but if he clears waivers, he could potentially be on the practice squad. On top of that, we also heard Darren Hall, which was a guy that got an interception in preseason, had potential for more interceptions. He ended up getting cut around 8 o'clock. About an hour and 45 minutes ago, we heard that Darren Hall ended up getting cut, and that was originally reported by Ian Rappaport. That's where I ended up seeing it first, that Ian Rappaport said that the Cardinals are releasing Darren Hall. Now, is this one of those situations that we're putting him in our practice squad as well if he clears waivers? Maybe, right? So right now, those are the biggest two surprising moves that's happened for the Arizona Cardinals. And not just that, we did get the very first wave of releases that ended up happening yesterday. And if you guys already saw my video, right? If you guys already saw my video, these are the guys, right? If you guys didn't see my video, these are the guys that just got released right here. These are the guys that just got released yesterday, right? Clayton Tune, Stephen Gilmore, Onder Bocelli, V. Jones. These are the guys that ended up getting released yesterday. So no surprise, right? There's no surprise there. There's not really anybody on this list that I'm like, dang, that hurts. What hurt was the news that we got this morning. That's what hurt. what hurt was the news that we ended up getting this morning. So that's really the biggest news that we ended up seeing so far. But man, stuff is flooding right now. Every time I refresh my X page / Twitter page, man, there is news galore. News galore happening right now when it comes down to the Arizona Cardinals. Simi Fehoko and Darren Hall being the top two, right? Those are the big news going on right now. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Isaiah Simmons, right? Is that a name we all remember? Isaiah Simmons. I believe he was with the Packers. The Packers are expected to release linebacker Isaiah Simmons, former first-round pick for the Cardinals. And that hurts on its own because although at the time I was, happy because I was like, okay, cool. Let's see what Isaiah Simmons can do. Let's go. Woohoo. Right? I was really in on the idea that the Arizona Cardinals were going to get CD. That's who I really wanted, right? All these live streams, all these talks for the Cardinals, that's who I was really hoping the Arizona Cardinals were going to get, CD Lamb. Unfortunately, Isaiah Simmons' career didn't pan out the way that people thought it was going to, including myself. But yeah, Isaiah Simmons is probably going to find his way in a practice squad somewhere, unless he gets claimed on somebody else's 53. But this is already his third team. Cardinals. He was with the Giants, which the Cardinals trade him to. And then on top of that, the Packers. So yeah, not good. Not good at all. Let's keep it going here. Let's see if there's anything else happening right now on the X / Twitter world. Tom Pelissero is just announcing that the Commanders are waiving Sam Hartman per me and Ian Rappaport. He expected to be back on the practice squad if he clears. Is Sam Hartman that guy that all the girls like? That's him, right? Sam Hartman. Yeah, that's the guy that all the girls like. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, that really doesn't affect the Arizona Cardinals one bit. But okay, for what it's worth, Isaiah Simmons being released by the Packers. That's the rumor out there. But the things that really affect the Arizona Cardinals is that Simi Fehoko took to his TikTok and told everybody that he is most likely released or waived, but he's going to test the waivers and see what happens. And then on top of that, Darren Hall was another one, right? Darren Hall was another one. So a lot has happened already so far. And I'm looking at the 53, or I'm looking at the depth chart right now via ESPN, right? I'm looking at the depth chart right now via ESPN. It's going to be so fascinating. So fascinating to see what happens here. Like, which wide receivers are we going to bring in, right? Marv, Wilson, Zay Jones, Greg Dortch, and Xavier Weaver? Are we carrying those 5 guys? Yeah, I mean, potentially, right? Because I'm looking at this depth chart right now. Those are the only really guys that stick out. Tajon Palmer most likely is going to go. Bryson Green is most likely going to go. Tristan Jackson was on IR. I'm assuming he's going to get some sort of settlement and kind of go. Yeah, we might carry 5 we might be carrying 5 wide receivers here. 2 quarterbacks, Kyler and Jacoby. Running backs, most likely 4, because that 4th one, unless DJ Dallas gets the boot, right? Unless DJ Dallas gets the boot, he's going to be your punt returner / kick returner, right? So James Conner, Benson, Amari DeMarcado, and DJ Dallas. 4 running backs. Tight ends, it's 3. It's going to be obviously 3. Trey McBride, Elijah Higgins, Tip Ryman. tackles. This is where it gets a little confusing too. Paris Johnson, Evan Brown, Froholt, Isaiah Adams, and then Jonah Williams. JG already said Hayden Connor and Christian Jones are going to miss time. I don't expect them to be on this 53 if I'm going to be real with you. But Josh Fryer, most likely. Kelvin Beachum, most likely. That puts us at 7. John Gaines probably is going to make the cut because obviously we need another center. And then Will Hernandez. If John Gaines, maybe Will. I mean, yeah, the offensive line is going to be pretty darn interesting as well. Let's go on the defensive side of the ball. Let's go on the defensive side of the ball here real quick. Josh Sweat, Jordan Birch, Calais Campbell, Dalvin Tomlinson, Darius Robinson, Dante Stills, LJ Collier. Let's be real. LJ Collier, Zaven Collins, Baron Browning. Good God, we're gonna have so many defensive linemen. There's gonna be a lot of defensive linemen coming on this roster. I could already see it. Man, I do not want to hear Xavier Thomas gets cut. I do not want to see Xavier Thomas get cut. Middle linebackers. Akeem Davis-Gaither, Mac Wilson Sr., Cody Simon. Obviously, you use the mid-round pick on him. He's going to come on. And then maybe OP, Owen Papu. Maybe 4 inside linebackers. Cornerbacks. Will Johnson, Max Melton, Garrett Williams, obviously, right? Elijah Jones, I feel like he's going to squeak in. He's got a third-round talent on him, so they're going to bring him in. Maybe Denzel Burke. Maybe Elijah Jones. Maybe Jalen Jones. I don't know. Safeties. Buddha. Jalen Thompson. Dadrian Taylor Damerson. Joey Blunt. Keaton Crawford. Man, this is getting intense, bro. This is. John says, if Xavier Thomas gets cut, we riot. I'm telling you, man, this is coming down to the sticks. This is coming down to the sticks here, ladies and gentlemen. I was really, really excited about the idea that we were going to bring in Simi Fehoko. Now, please keep in mind, it wasn't like Simi Fehoko was going to be a starter, right? But he's a solid player. Like, let's say something happens. Let's say if Zay Jones doesn't work out. Let's say if Greg Dortch doesn't work out. I mean, I see a lot of potential in a Simi Fehoko that I don't want to risk him going to a different squad. Now, if he goes on the practice squad for the Cardinals, that would be the most idealistic thing for me that I can think of right now. But, like, it's unfortunate, man. Like, you want to see guys that play really well in preseason because that's what you preach, right? You do well in preseason and then good things can happen, right? That's what you preach. So, like, you really hope that those guys that were your standouts in preseason really kind of won this coaching staff over. But like Darren Urban ended up saying, right? Darren Urban ended up putting this out. He said, with these new leaks and these new cuts, maybe this is kind of something telling us, or maybe somewhere down the road saying something along the lines of, hey, maybe one of those guys that were, in the PUP list from the jump, maybe they are ready sooner rather than later, right? Because you still got those big 3 guys. Now, Bilal Nichols can be cut. I can care less, but it's still a big question mark, right? Bilal Nichols, B.J. Ojolari, as well as Walter Nolan. We don't know, like, it's contingency. Like, what's going to happen with those guys, right? If we can figure out what happens with them, this would be a little bit more of a, okay, I guess that makes sense. You needed to have some room on the roster, right? I'm looking at this depth chart right now, and I'm going to be real. There's going to be a lot of defensive linemen on this roster. There's going to be a lot of defensive linemen on this roster, especially if Walter and B.J. Ojolari come off the PUP. Now, will they? We don't know, right? We don't know. Offensive linemen, there's going to be a good amount of them as well. Obviously, you have your top 5, but you need some backups, right? Is Will Hernandez ready to go? Is he going to be removed off of PUP? Or is he just going to miss the 4 weeks, right? Josh Fryer looks like he was a shoo-in. They removed him off the 3rd game. Usually tells me that, hey, we've seen enough from you. Let's go. You're going to be on this roster, right? So, I don't know. There's a lot of things here that can be in play for the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of things that can be in play. So, let's see. Let's see what happens. Let me do a real quick refresh here on my X/Twitter page to see if there's any other news happening for the Arizona Cardinals. Don't see any other Arizona Cardinal news as of right now, but the news should be dropping within the next, was it 3 hours? Is it 1 p.m.? Um, so yeah, it's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern. So that means 1 p.m. here is when we're going to get the announcement of the Arizona Cardinals final 53. So 4 p.m. Eastern is 1 p.m. here. So we're going to be getting this information in about 3 hours. So no, it's going to be 10, 11, 12. Yeah, about 3 hours is when we're going to be getting this information. But we're already starting to get some leaks, man. We're already starting to get some leaks from players. Jalen Jones is another name to kind of look out for. Maybe he doesn't make it, right? He ended up posting something on his X/Twitter and removed it. He ended up putting something on his X/Twitter and absolutely removed it. So I'm not really 100% sure if this means that he's saying he's got released or maybe he's happy. We don't know, right? We don't know. Do me a huge favor, ladies and gentlemen. We got over 100 people here on the YouTube side. Crazy, 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 crazy. Smack the like button, ladies and gentlemen. There should be no reason why we don't have 75 likes here on this live watch party, seeing what happens right now in the world of the NFL. There's a lot of players getting released, and this is such a tough time, man. I've said this once and I'll say it again. This is such a tough time around the NFL. A tough time around the NFL because of these guys, right? They put their blood, sweat, and tears since when these off-season operations happen. And unfortunately, dreams come crashing down, right? Dreams come crashing down. Jersey, what's up, man? He says, Dortch over Simeon Fehoko. Yeah. The Cardinals really like Dortch. The Cardinals really like Dortch. I like Dortch, right? I'm not going to come out here and say I like Dortch. I really do. I really do like Dortch. The problem is that we've already seen multiple years of Greg Dortch, right? And it would have been nice to see something different. And it does feel like we're kind of running it back with the same wide receiving core. And I know there's some people out there that are really upset that I'm always talking about, oh, so the Arizona Cardinals get this player. Oh, so the Arizona Cardinals get that player, right? This is the stuff to talk about. Like, this is the stuff to talk about during this time. Like, let's be real. I'm not the only one talking about Trey Hendrickson for your team. I'm not the only one talking about Micah Parsons for your team. No, I'm not. Everybody's talking about it because they're big names out there, right? They're big names out there. Now, just like my guy Jersey said, Dortch over Simi Fehoko. I mean, what Fehoko has done in this preseason, it's very unfortunate because, like I said, if you're preaching like do a good job and compete in preseason and you will be rewarded, this kind of goes against that, at least in my opinion, because right now, looking at the depth chart, the Cardinals are rolling back with all 5 of the same wide receivers. All 5 of the same wide receivers we had last year. Nothing's changed in the wide receiving core. I get it. Marvin Harrison Jr. is supposed to take a big step. And I agree. I think he's going to too. But you got Michael Wilson, Marv, Zay Jones, Xavier Weaver, and Greg Dortch. They're the same 5 wide receivers. The same. So I hope it works. That's all I could say. I hope it works. I hope it works. And I get it. In training camp, during all my videos, I did make it very, very public when I was watching it. It definitely feels like the Cardinals are doing everything they can to force feed Marv, to force feed Trey McBride. That seems like what they're doing. Every once in a while, you'll see Michael Wilson get a catch. Every once in a while, you'll see Zay Jones make a catch, especially when Marvin Harrison Jr. wasn't there. He was getting more force fed. But like, this offense is going to be running through Marv and Trey, right? At least the passing game. Running back, of course, Connor and Benson. But it's going to be one of those things that's going to be very fascinating. Like, I hope the other wide receivers get involved. But, I mean, if Marv is going to be taking that big step, then I guess we'll have to kind of wait and see how it all shakes out, right? But yeah, very, very fascinating here. Very fascinating. Do me a huge favor. Continue to smack the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys for being here. You guys are all absolutely amazing. We are 3 hours away, or a little under 3 hours away right now from finding the 53-man roster for the Arizona Cardinals, and it's coming here fast. It's coming here fast. Already some surprising moves that ended up dropping. Fehoko took to his TikTok and let everybody know that he is released. Darren Hall. Ian Rappaport ended up coming out earlier and saying that Darren Hall was released as well. Now, are both of these guys candidate to potentially be waiver claim pickups or maybe back on the practice squad? Maybe, right? Maybe we're talking all this, but we'll have to wait and see, right? We'll have to kind of wait and see how it shakes out. Maybe they do land on the practice squad. But then you also got guys like Michael Carter, Bam Knight, that had a crazy preseason as well. There's a lot of moving parts here. A lot of moving parts. Let's keep it with the chat. Keith in the chat says vehicle to the practice cut. Are you talking about Bocelli? Yeah. Oh, Bocelli was cut yesterday. That's who you're talking about. Andre Bocelli. Yeah, he was cut yesterday. And it happens every year. Every single year, Andre Bocelli is practice squad legend, right? Like that's what it is every single year. Nothing changes. It's the same thing every single year, unfortunately. He could do everything he can in training camp. He could do everything he can in preseason. Doesn't matter. Unfortunately. He's always going to kind of find himself on the practice squad. So, some surprising cuts. This just happened probably within the last few hours. We're all trying to start piecing. We're all trying to piece everything together here as Cardinal fans, right? Darren Urban chimed in as well, saying, "Hey, maybe these moves happened because Fehoko surprised a lot of people. Fehoko being released surprised a lot of people. Darren Hall, although a bubble player, he did a really good job. So I guess you could say that's a little surprising for some people, right? But Darren Urban ended up coming out and saying, hey, maybe this means that these guys that started on the PUP list, like Walter Nolan, BJ Ojolari, could potentially be ready. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. So it's going to be fascinating, right? It's going to be very fascinating to see what happens here. I'm looking at the depth that we have right now, right? I'm looking at the depth we have right now at the cornerbacks, the wide receivers, the offensive line, the defensive line, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm worried about Xavier Thomas. I'm worried about Xavier Thomas here. I really am. I'm worried about Xavier Thomas. If you break it down like this, right? If you break it down like this is where the worriness comes from, right? Josh Sweat, Zaven Collins, Jordan Birch, Baron Browning, right? You got 4. You got 4 edge rushers right there, right? That's not including BJ Ojolari on the POP. That's not including Xavier Thomas. I'm just giving you guys those 4, right? I'm talking about the whole defensive line in general. Calais Campbell, Dalvin Tomlinson, Darius Robinson, Dante Stills, LJ Collier. I mean, I guess those are the main 9 interior defensive linemen, including the outside. So maybe they do carry the 10th. But that's the thing. Is the 10th Walter Nolan? Is the 10th BJ Ojolari? Is the 10th Xavier Thomas? Do they carry more than 10? And talking about the whole defensive line in general. Is Bilal Nichols come back? Is Justin Jones come back? There's a lot of defensive linemen that could potentially make this roster. I'm a little worried about Xavier Thomas, if I'm going to be real. I'm a little worried about Xavier Thomas. He balled out, man. He balled out. Sometimes people are just waiting for opportunities, right? Or looking for an opportunity. This is going to be very, very fascinating to see how this shakes out. What? And we're going to get this answer in less than 3 hours. In less than 3 hours from now, we're going to be getting our answer. Insane. Insane. Let's keep it with the chat. What's up, guys? Appreciate you guys for being here. Steve-O in the chat says, I hope they don't cut Thomas. I agree. I hope they don't cut Thomas either. Wayman in the chat says, Fehoko or Weaver better? Well, I mean, I feel like Fehoko was more consistent in in preseason, but you can definitely tell in the depth chart when you're at camp that Xavier Weaver was higher than Fehoko. You can tell, right? You can tell that Fehoko was lower in the depth chart compared to Xavier Weaver. You can tell. But preseason, Fehoko showed up more. Does that make sense? There was some flashes here and there of Xavier Weaver, but Fehoko showed up more, if I can be real. So there's that. Chris F in the chat says, I really hope they keep both Xavier Thomas and Xavier Weaver. I agree. Drama, what's up, Drama? Watch Tune get picked up and turn into Oh, good God. Don't wish this upon us, man. Don't wish this upon us. Clayton Brady. Don't wish this upon us, man. Good God. I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, a lot of us said the same thing about Josh Rosen, right? A lot of us said the same thing about Josh Rosen. I was going to follow Josh Rosen's career very, very carefully. Obviously, when the Cardinals moved off of him after 1 year, Josh Rosen didn't do anything. You know what I mean? He didn't amount to very much at all. And I'm not going to say Tune is the exact same way. Obviously, different players. But let's see. Let's see what happens. But yeah, for the people that are just joining in, big news that dropped. Darren Hall, cut. Sammy Fehoko, cut. Outside Cardinal news, Isaiah Simmons, former Arizona Cardinal 8th overall pick when Steve Keim was in office. He is rumored to be released by the Green Bay Packers for what it's worth. So Isaiah Simmons, former first-round pick for the Cardinals, is probably not going to make a 53 unless somebody claims him, right? Unless somebody claims him. So a lot. Jay in the chat says Parsons did more on the sidelines in preseason than Rosen his whole career. That's fair. That's fair. Josh Rosen, I don't think he's even a part of the NFL anymore. I think he's playing tennis. I'm just joking. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't think he's even in a. Is he? Oh God, is he? No, he's not. I don't think he's in the NFL anymore, if I'm going to be real. Let me just double check here. Yeah, the last year of Josh Rosen was in 2022. He bounced around so many different places. So many different places. To obviously Arizona, to Dolphins, to Bucks, to 49ers, to Falcons, to Browns, and to Vikings in 2022. He hasn't been in the league for 2 years. This is going to be the 3rd year. Insane. Crazy to look back, right? Crazy to look back in a few years and how things change. That happened the year before my channel was made. My channel was made when Kyler was drafted. It wasn't as obviously as big as it is now, but like that's when that's the year my channel was made in 2019. So I didn't even get any Josh Rosen coverage. I didn't do any because obviously he was gone by the time I started the channel. Dang, Isaiah Adams was such a wasted pick. Steve Keim should have listened to you, Mike, and drafted CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When you get first round picks, it's very important for those first round picks to be part of your plan in the next 3, 4, 5 years, right? Those first round picks are so valuable on how cheap they are. And if they can give you the production in terms of being a dog and being a very big focal point for your team, that's how you build a roster. And that's what I've been saying since we started this channel, right? You build within the draft. You don't build in free agency. And that's the mantra that Keim had, although he had really good trades, right? He just could not build a team. Young. We were always against the cap. It was always too expensive because they had a lot of aging veterans on this roster, right? Pretty awesome for it. So now we're starting to take a different approach, right? First round picks are being big points, right? They're being big. They're being leaned on for big roles on this roster. But yeah, man, imagine, right? Imagine how different our wide receiving core would be if we did get ourselves a CD Lamb instead of Isaiah Simmons. That unfortunately really didn't amount to anything here. But yeah, we'll have to kind of wait and see, man. We'll have to kind of wait and see. We're trying to see if there's any other updates happening right now. I'm just going back and forth between the depth chart that I'm seeing right now for the Cardinals. There's some players that I'm a little worried about. I'm going to be real. There's some players that I'm a little worried about because of just how much depth we have. And if Walter Nolan's ready to go, and if BJ Ojulari's ready to go, that just makes me a little bit more worried, right? It makes me a little bit more worried for guys like Xavier Thomas, right? So we'll see. Does Elijah Simmons make the cut? I'm a big fan of Elijah Simmons. I really am. I don't think he made a big splash move in preseason. He had some flashes here and there in training camp, but like he wasn't. But I really do like Elijah Simmons. I really do. Yeah, I just confused myself. Yeah, Elijah Simmons and Isaiah Simmons, two different people. Isaiah Simmons, 8th overall pick. Elijah Simmons is the undrafted UDFA that we ended up getting this year. 6'1", 335. Same guy that JJ Watt ended up tweeting about. Same dude. We had somebody in the chat asking what is Xavier Weaver's 40 time. I think he's now I'm looking online. I think he ran a 4.42. 4.42 for a 40-yard dash in Xavier Weaver, not Thomas, Weaver. I think that's what you're asking, Weaver, right? Yeah, what's Weaver's 40 time? Yeah, Weaver's 40 time is 4.42. Do you think they look more into practice squad or preseason games? Wait, do you think they look more into practice? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's we heard Jonathan Gannon say, that there's a lot of open spots available, right? Jonathan Gannon came out and said there's a lot of open spots. There's a lot of open spots, he said. And these guys that were cut earlier today, those were the ones that we were kind of hoping that they were going to make the roster because of the idea that, hey, you deserved it, right? Like you did good. You preseason, you showed out, you balled out. That's what you were supposed to do. And now we're here. So yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Wayman, BJ was a second. Yes, BJ Ojulari was a second round pick, 100%. Yep. John in the chat says Jersey. He was a set. Oh, somebody asking about BJ Ojulari. Jersey. Where's Jersey? If my guy Jersey was asking, yes, he was a second round pick. BJ Ojulari was a second round pick. This might be his last year if he can't stay healthy. I'm going to be real. If he cannot stay healthy, BJ Ojulari might not make this roster next year. But yeah, he was a second round pick for the Arizona Cardinals in 2023. He was one of the Arizona Cardinals' first draft picks in the tenure of Monty Ossenfort. Monty Ossenfort started in 2023, and BJ Ojulari was drafted in the second round in 2023. And believe me, I like BJ Ojulari coming out of LSU. I really did. I thought it was a really good pickup. It's just nobody could foresee the injuries that he was going to endure, right? Nobody can foresee that. So I'm kind of curious right now that we got a lot of players being removed, let's do this. Do me a huge favor. We got over 120 of you guys here right now in the chat. Smack up the like button. Do me that huge favor right now. Thank you guys for being here up and foremost. Let's do a real quick exercise, right? Let's do a real quick exercise. Let's do a real quick 53-man roster. Well, not a 53-man roster, but like looking to see who's going to make it and see how many like open spots they truly have left, right? Like, let's do that right now. We're going to do live counting, live counting here on the internet. do a quick sharing of my screen. Here we go. All right. Let's do this here real quick. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're only going to go with the 2s, and we're not going to do the 3s right now. We're going to fill in the 3s as we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 32. I'm at 41 right now. 41, 2, 43, 44. I mean, there might be some room now looking at it. I didn't count a lot of cornerbacks though. Now looking at it. I'm at like 47, 48. There might be some room. I think now looking at it, I think they'll be fine in terms of Xavier Thomas. There's gonna be a lot of defensive linemen. A lot of defensive linemen on this roster. And rightfully so, right? Rightfully so. This is going to be so interesting. So interesting to see how this all shakes out. Juan in the chat says if Jacoby Myers joins, sheesh, I'm all in. We make damn, I'm telling you. BJ did play. Yeah, he has played for the Card. Yeah, he has played. Very minimal. Very minimal, but he has played for the Cardinals. It's just keeps getting hurt, unfortunately. I mean, now looking at this and kind of doing a little quick run through and count in my head, I think I'm hoping Xavier Thomas, but that's the thing too. It's also contingent if those 3 guys are going to get off this off the PUP or not, right? Walter Nolan, BJ Ojolari, as well as man, what's it called? Bilal Nichols. Sorry, I don't know why I'm blanking. Here we go. Super chat coming right. Martin. What's up, Martin? Appreciate you, man. Super chat coming our way. He's saying this. Haven't seen you take calls in a while, Mike. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should open up the phone lines. What say you, chat? What say you? Anybody want to open up the phone lines? Let me know here in the chat below. What say you? Yeah, but you're right. I have not taken the call. Yeah, this is going to be so interesting, man. Like, I'm already stressed out. I would have rather heard the like Michael Walker being released or JJ Russell, right? Like, why Darren Hall and Simi Fehoko? Now, granted, they didn't announce Simi Fehoko being released. Simi Fehoko announced him being released on his TikTok. So, for what it's worth, there's that. Let's do this. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's open up the phone lines. It's been an absolute long time since we opened up the phone lines. Let's do that. For the people that do want to join, super simple, super quick. Where'd it go? There we go. I'm going to be posting a link here on the YouTube side. If you're watching on X and Twitter, you probably won't be able to partake, but I am going to be taking some phone calls. There it is. Link has been posted in the comments below. There it is. Link is right there. Come on in, click on it, and join in and tell us how you're feeling about the Arizona Cardinals right now and so far the moves that we've been seeing. Let me know in the comments below. Link has been posted. Yeah, BJ Ojolari is really young. Very, very young. His brother, Azeez Ojolari, which I was really excited about potentially bringing him in, he can't stay healthy either as of late. So I'm not sure if it's a one of those things where it's just in the family. But yeah, he's pretty darn young as well. Link has been posted. Let me know what your guys' overall thoughts. If you guys do want to join in, the link has been posted right there. If you want to come on and chat it up and then let me know what you guys are feeling about the Arizona Cardinals right now. Bolt in the chat says BJ's a bust. I don't know about that, man. Come on. All right, here we go. We got Who Next? Who Makes you live on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Talk to me, Who Makes. How are you feeling about the Arizona Cardinals?
Hello, hello.
What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can
What's going
hear
on, man?
me?
How you feeling? Yep.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Man, I'm excited. Cardinals football around the corner. Here we
Yeah.
go. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm uh like a little backstory. I'm from Jersey actually. So a
Oh,
lot of my
awesome.
friends they always tell me, "How are you a Cardinals fan?" Honestly, it was really just Pat Pete, Tyrann Matthew, watching them when
Fair.
I started watching football. Like I'm Mexican, so like my family didn't watch football. So I played
Yeah.
football in high school and middle school, and that's how I got into football.
Yeah.
So watching them play got me into it. I was like, I'm a Cardinals fan. That's it. I've been a Cardinals fan since about like 2014,
That's awesome.
around there. Yeah, so I got jerseys. I got all this. My family knows I'm a big Cardinals fan. So I'm trying to get to a home game. I haven't been to a home game yet. I seen them out here when they came out here to like play the Giants or the Jets, but haven't been to a home game yet. It's a plan this year, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what Josh Sweat could do, what the D line could do. This new and improved D line. Hoping Marv steps up. Kyler Murray does what I know he can do. I'm a big Kyler Murray fan, but yeah, it's about that time. He needs to really show up and stay consistent this year.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, it's gonna be some tough decisions to make for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What are your thoughts overall on the moves that's been made so far this morning?
Um, honestly, I think it's a part of the business.
Yeah.
People are gonna get cut. I see that they think the potential and the guys they have are better than the people they released. Um, and honestly, I would rather see the development of like Will Johnson and Max Melton,
Fair.
and Garrett Williams besides like someone like Darren Hall. To be honest, like no
Fair.
shade to him or anything like that, but we have young guys that can ball. Will Johnson hopefully pans out. Like that's a steal if he does. He's a first round, like top 10 pick, top 15 pick
Right.
projected. You know what I mean? We get him in the second round. It's kind of if he works out, great. If he doesn't, sucks. But that was kind of always the gamble with him.
Right.
But I hope him Walter Nolan pans out and doesn't seems like kind of a repeat right now of Darius Robinson from last year. But you know, as long as if they could come back healthy and do what they need to do, we have a lot of depth on the D line. So
Yeah.
a
That's what we
lot
got
of
going
vets
for.
now, especially with Calais. So I think that really helps.
Yeah.
That'll help them both in the long run.
100%.
So hopefully it all works out.
All right, Who Makes. I'm going to let
I'm
you go, brother.
optimistic.
Have a great
All
rest of
right,
your day, dude.
man.
Peace.
You too, man.
All right, let's keep it going here. Appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, absolutely. Come on in if you want. The link's been posted right there. If you want to just jump on in, and that's a good point, right? If you do, or if you're considering the idea that the Arizona Cardinals, because you won't be seeing Darren Hall in the regular season, right? You won't. You won't be seeing Simi Falco in the regular season either. Like, let's be real with ourselves, right? I think we're all kind of falling in love with the idea that these fourth, fifth, sixth string guys that could be making the roster. But realistically, you're not going to see these guys unless there's a crazy amount of injuries that happen that pile up. So that's a good call up. That's a good even kill call to say, hey, it sucks. But at the end of the day, I'd rather see the development of Will Johnson. I'd rather see the development of Garrett Williams and Max Melton, right? Those guys that truly, I'm not going to say matter, but the ones that are going to be getting the most amount of snaps, right? The most amount of snap reps for the Arizona Cardinals team heading into 2025. So very fair point. Very fair point. Keep it with the chat here. What's happening right now? Pete in the chat says rumors Jacksonville might trade Trayvon Walker. Wow, go get him. And sends David Collin and a first round pick. What? Trayvon Walker? There's a rumor that Trayvon Walker is available? Really? I'm not coming out here saying get him, but that's actually pretty big news to be real with you. Let me see if I can see anything about that. Oh, wait, March 17th. Jaguars open for former first round pick. I mean, this was before the draft, at least what I'm seeing here. I'm not sure if it's still in play. I mean, keep in mind, we are like 1 week. We're 1 week away. Or no, sorry, not 1 week. We're 2 weeks away from the season right now, or less than 2 weeks from the season right now. Maybe Trayvon Walker at one point was potentially going to get traded away, or the Jaguars or interested in potentially moving off of him. I doubt it now. I doubt it now. Interesting. Okay. Well, now we wait, right? Now we wait. Now we see what the Arizona Cardinals are going to be doing here. If there's any other kind of leaks that ended up happening. You usually don't. Like, I know Simi Fajoko's got a following and he's pretty big on, social media and TikTok and stuff like that. That's probably why he took to his TikTok and already let everybody know that he was going to be released. But that probably won't be happening with other players, if I'm going to be real. The Arizona Cardinals do a really good job at making sure everything stays in-house. And right now, we're just going to, I guess, have to wait for any other news that drops. But for the people that are just joining, we are going to be getting this news officially in about 2.5 hours. 1 p.m. AZ time is when it's going to be dropping the final 53-man roster for the Arizona Cardinals. And that is when we're really going to figure out and decide who makes the cut and who doesn't, right? Latest guys that just got released, Darren Hall, just released. Simi Fehoko, just released. And then we got the list of players that ended up got released yesterday, right? Players including Clayton Tune, Andre Bocelli, Stephen Gilmore, Donovan West that we just signed. Wayman in the chat says Jamie Robinson released from the Cards. That just dropped. It's not. I think it's Jamie. I think it's Jamie Robinson. I keep calling him Jamie. I don't know why. I just think it's Jamie Robinson, just spelled differently. Yeah, you're right. Here we go. Here we go for the one time. I'm just gonna do it just because I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some more news dropping in the world of the Arizona Cardinals. Jamie Robinson, reported here by Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. Where'd that screenshot go? 1 second, y'all. Here we go. Jamie Robinson being released by the Arizona Cardinals. List him as a cornerback. I think per the depth chart, I think he plays both corner as well as he plays safety as well. So, not a shock, not a surprise, if I'm going to be real. But yeah, Jamie Robinson being released by the Arizona Cardinals. All right. So far we know of 3 that happened today. Jamie Robinson, cornerback / safety. Darren Hall, quarterback / safety. And then Simi Fehoko. Those are the 3 that we know of right now. Interesting. There's trades happening too. I'm not sure if the Arizona Cardinals are going to be partaking in some trades, but yeah, there's some trades happening too right now around the NFL. A lot of trades happening right now in the NFL. Huh. The NFC West is getting involved, right? 49ers, Seahawks have done a few trades here and there. But yeah, this is the latest one. Did I say Garrett something else? Garrett Williams. I don't know. Did I say Garrett something? I don't know. I don't know what I said. Appreciate it, Wayman here, letting me know ahead of time. But yeah, Jamie Robinson was just released probably about 7-8 minutes ago. Y'all, this is going to get wild here really, really quick. This is going to get wild really, really quick here. Got a few comments here in the chat. We got Sarah. What's up, Sarah? AZ needs to make a sign, a big player maker AZ Earth Shaker. I don't know if you were just I don't know if you were just trying to rhyme. I don't know. I don't really know where to go from there. I mean, I would like the Arizona Cardinals to go trade for somebody. I don't think they need to, right? I don't think they need to. But I would like to see it. I would like to see it, absolutely. Jay in the chat says if K1 has another second half downfall like he's been doing, what's the move in the offseason? Trade, draft replacement. Well, in a real world, I get what I want, just depending on what it looks like. If you want, like, this draft class that's supposed to be coming up is intriguing. It really is. It's better than this last year for sure. But it just really depends if there's going to be top 4, top 5 quarterbacks, right? Like, how close are we going to be to the first overall pick, right? How close are we going to be to the first overall pick? Now, we've seen quarterbacks like CJ Stroud have already a better career than Bryce Young, right? Jaden Daniels already kind of looks better than Caleb Williams. Now, I'm not saying Caleb Williams is a bust or anything, but he's already kind of proven a little bit more, right? Now, it depends on where you go as an organization as well. So the second or third best quarterback is not a bad thing, but I mean, I don't know. It just, I guess, depends on where you're at. Cardinals can trade up if that's the decision they decide to go with. But I don't know. Right now, I'm just trying to think positive, right? Right now, I'm just trying to think positive, and I'm hoping the Arizona Cardinals can get what they need to get done, is what I'm trying to say. Let's keep it with the chat here. Javier in the chat says Cards GM isn't the aggressive type. Not saying that he's good or a bad thing, but it seems to me they won't be aggressive till next season, till they know if they have a QB for the future. Ooh. Hey, that's interesting. I'm mad at that. Arturo in the chat says, Mike, in what world would we be able to snatch Trey Hendrickson? Well, Trey Hendrickson, I don't know if you guys know, he already signed with the Bengals already. They restructured his deal. So he's staying with the Bengals this year. So in what world? Micah is still available. I don't think the Cardinals are going to get him. Just like my guy said, Javier, Monty doesn't seem as aggressive, right? He doesn't seem aggressive, like the aggressive type. Not a good thing, not a bad thing, but we're just saying, right? So yeah, he's gone. One more refresh here. We do got 2.5 hours left, so that is probably most likely when we're going to be seeing the exact breakdown of the Arizona Cardinals 53, and of course reaction to that as well. So what we're going to be doing here is probably be closing up shop here soon. Check. Can anybody else hear me? Did I mute myself? Check. Hello. You guys can't hear me? Check. 1 second. Check. Hear me? Hello. Check. Better? No? Is it working now? Okay. Nate says he can hear. Interesting. Maybe YouTube is just bugging out. There's a lot of people right now streaming. A lot of NFL creators, a lot of people most likely outside NFL's, streaming too. So I'm not sure if YouTube is just kind of being wonky right now. Not 100% sure. Eric says no audio. Weird. Weird. It seems like some people can and other people can't. Nate says y'all need a restart. Yeah, weird. Some people saying I'm good and some people saying that I'm not. Weird. No audio. Maybe relaunch. Maybe relaunch YouTube. Yeah. Maybe you all need to restart. I don't know. Yeah, Jay in the chat says you're good. Okay. I don't know. That's weird. Super weird. All right. Let's keep it going here real quick. Let me do one more refresh here in the world of the NFL. And let's see if anything else happens. Because we're going to be getting this here soon. Yeah, I think right now, it's slowed down right now. The three that we know of right now, Jamie Robinson, Darren Hall, and Simi Fehoko. So add those guys to the list here, right? Add those three to this list. That the guys that are already been cut. Jamie Robinson. Sorry, I keep calling him Jamie. Jamie Robinson, Simi Fehoko, and Darren Hall. Add those three guys to this list. Because this list was released yesterday. The first initial wave cuts that were released. And now we wait. Now we wait. Because realistically, this 53 can go any which way. I'm going to be real, man. This 53 can go any which way. It really can. Here we go, Chef in the chat. Chef, what's up, man? Appreciate it. $1 donation. Sorry, $1.99 donation. $1.99 donation. Says this. They need to put Larry Fitzgerald in the... Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. There's no debate about this. 100%. You ain't wrong. They need to. They need to put him in the Ring of Honor for sure. They need to build a statue of Larry Fitzgerald. That's just the way that it should be. I think what delayed it is because Larry Fitzgerald didn't officially retire. Like, he didn't come out and announce the retirement. He doesn't like all the big media, all the attention, all that stuff. So he didn't say anything. He just literally didn't sign anywhere else. So I think that's what kind of made it delay. But yeah, he deserves it. 110%. Prodigy, yes. Yup. Prodigy's asking if Fehoko get cut. Yes, he did. Here we go. If you guys don't follow Simi Fehoko in his TikTok, he took right to his TikTok over about an hour and a half ago. He took to his TikTok and ended up telling everybody that he got cut. Yep, unfortunately. Xavier Weaver's... I think Weaver will make it. Like, if you look at the roster right now, there's no way they're only carrying 4 wide receivers. There's no way. They're only carrying 4 wide receivers. Marv, Michael, Zay, and Dortch. You got to bring in Xavier Weaver. You have to. You can't just bring in 4. I mean, they can. Technically, they can do whatever the hell they want, right? But I mean, I think Xavier Weaver does make it. It was literally between Simi and Xavier Weaver. They probably favored Weaver because they do like him, and he was in the system last year. So maybe they favored Weaver over, the tenure. It's probably what happened. But man, Simi Fehoko deserved it, man. He really did. Yep, Darren Hall didn't make it either. Correct. Yep. So the names that you're seeing here that was reported yesterday, add 3 more of those guys that we know of. Jamie Robinson, safety/corner. Darren Hall, safety/corner. And then Simi Fehoko. You can add those guys to this list as well. So, yeah. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this all shakes out for the Cardinals. Very interesting to see how this shakes out for the Arizona Cardinals. All right. Right now, nothing else has happened so far. Here we go. Super chat coming where BBH. BBH coming in clutch with the super chat. Most likely the last super chat here of the day. BBH says this. Don't like how other teams are trading and the Cardinals are okay with the wide receiving room. And we're about to complain about the receivers like the defense last year. Make a move. I mean, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. There's a lot of people, and I'm not going to say they're mad at me, but every video I have, there's at least a comment or two saying things like, we got Dortch, right? Our wide receiving core is good, right? Or we're fine, right? We don't need to worry about this. We need to worry about this, right? And although they're right, like the cornerback position, I would love to bring a veteran in. Of course I would. Absolutely. But there's at least a comment or two whenever I talk about any specific wide receiver. It never seems to fail. It never does. But that is a position that I'm worried about. It is. It's a position that I'm worried about. I mean, unless Michael Wilson leaves this season with 800 yards and then Marv well over 1,100 or 1,200 yards, then I guess I'll be okay next year, right? But that third wide receiver, and I get it, a lot of teams don't have a Trey McBride. He's going to take a good chunk of receiving yards. And I mean a good chunk of receiving yards. You're right. You're right. But I'm still a little worried, man. I'm still a little worried. I'm not lying to you when I said the Cardinals should consider. They should consider going after Jacoby Myers. They should consider it. Here's another one. Here's another one, guys. Another one. More news just dropped right now. You ain't wrong, BBH. You ain't wrong. I'm going to ring the bell just to ring the bell. Ring the bell. All right, appreciate it, BBH. Thank you so very much for the super chat. We got another drop that ended up happening here from Aaron Wilson. Aaron Wilson's coming out and saying that the Arizona Cardinals are waiving Keon Bars, defensive lineman. And he had himself a pretty good preseason as well, if I'm going to be real. He had himself a pretty good preseason as well. But here we go. The next player for the Arizona Cardinals to get waived is going to be none other than Keon Bars. Strong candidate to return to the practice squad if he clears waivers. Following a strong preseason with the sack, tackles for loss, and was the highest graded defender through 2 first preseason games, will garner interest around the NFL. This is a former UFL player, and he actually did show up pretty good, man. He actually did show up pretty good for the Cardinals, if I'm going to be real. So this is going to be fascinating, man. This is going to be very, very fascinating. So far we know of 4. So far we know of 4. So far we know of 4. Keon Bars, just less than a minute ago. Keon Bars, Jamie Robinson, Darren Hall, and Simi Fehoko. Going back to my guy BBH's super chat. I agree, buddy. I agree, man. I agree. What else can I say? Right? What else can I say? I agree. Let me ask you guys this. Serious question. Right? Serious question. What do you guys think about the 49ers going after Brian Robinson, running back for the Commanders? What do you guys think of the 49ers getting Brian Robinson from the Commanders? I think Shanahan came out and said that he is going to be their second running back on this roster. And the reason why I bring this up is because Adam Schefter just announced that the 49ers are releasing running back Jeff Wilson, right? Former, I believe he was also in the Dolphins as well, former 49er now. So 49ers just relieved Jeff Wilson because they just traded for Brian Robinson. What are your guys' overall thoughts on that? And it was a good deal, if I'm going to be real. If I'm going to be real, it's a really good deal. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Not a bad move. Yeah, I think it's a really good move, man. It's a really good move for the 49ers. So maybe that's what my guy BBH is saying here, that we're just, it almost kind of feels like the Cardinals really do like their guys, which is okay. It's not a bad thing to like your guys, right? Like, obviously, you spend a lot of time with them. You believe in them. You want them to succeed in the NFL, right? But yeah, that was a good move from the 49ers. What did they give up? It was like a 5th or 6th round pick, wasn't it? What did they give up? It was really like nothing. A 6th round, 2026 6th round pick. That's crazy. Yeah, 49ers cooked up something good on that one. 49ers cooked up something good on that one. So yeah, I agree. Not a bad move. Rob said, yeah, it was a good move. Yeah, I agree. Very, very unfortunate, man. Very, very unfortunate. All right. Another one. Another super chat. BBH. My guy. Here we go. This might be the last super chat before we close up shop here. Because I got to get thumbnails, I got to get graphics ready for when we do hear the final 53. We're going to be getting that here pretty soon. And maybe we might be doing a live reaction at night. How about that? Right? How about that? Right? We'll probably do a video about it. And then maybe we'll do another live stream later on today. How about that? Right? Where we talk about it. Maybe we can do something like that. That would be cool. All right, BBH coming up clutch with another $5 donation saying this. Just curious on everyone's mind at this. If this is K1's prove it year, or is JG also in the hot seat? Me personally, I like JG, just K1's in the hot seat. Yes. Yes. I agree with you. I'm not even fathoming right now. Don't even believe what the national media out there is saying, right? Don't even believe what the national media out there, because there's people out there saying that JG's in the hot seat. This is playoffs or bust for JG. No, this is not playoffs or bust for JG. Jonathan Gannon has done remarkable things to make this roster and culture play hard, regardless of who you have on this team or not. This is not about Jonathan Gannon for me. I 100% agree with you. This is more on the offensive side of the ball. This is K1. This is Drew Petzing, right? That's who is more on the hot seat to me. Now, if the season completely takes a nosedive, right? And I mean, the Cardinals are like the 2nd, 3rd overall pick, then maybe we can have a conversation, right? Maybe we can have a conversation. And if there's reports that he lost the locker room, then we can have a conversation there. But I don't think that JG is nowhere near in the hot seat at all. But yeah, agree. BBH, open the phone line. Yeah, I mean, we probably can. I did open it up, but I probably should have gave you guys a little bit more of a heads up. We only had one person come on, but that's the thing, right? A lot of people, there's some people that like to chime in and come on and talk. But yeah, we probably most likely will. Yeah, we probably most likely will. Absolutely. Absolutely. Javier in the chat saying at Mike 12 and 22, he should be on the hot seat for me. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Jonathan Gannon has put a lot of faith in Kyler. A lot of faith in Kyler to the point where maybe some coaches wouldn't, right? Right? Maybe some coaches wouldn't. But he put a lot of faith in Kyler. And I don't know. I somehow feel like he was tied to Kyler. Now he took this job, right? But who wouldn't take a head coaching job, right? Let's be real. Who wouldn't take a head coaching job? I somehow deep down feel that Sean Payton didn't take this job for a couple reasons. A, we don't have Wally World money, right? Michael Bidwell is not the richest owner in the NFL. So he was probably going to get a lot more paid elsewhere. But I do also believe that there was a stipulation that, are we tied with Kyler? I think the organization of the Cardinals are kind of tied with Kyler with the contract, right? Now, the more and more years you play, it gets less and less of a hamstring, right? But Sean Payton completely cleared house. Completely cleared house. I don't think JG was given that luxury to do stuff like that, right? I think he had to make it work with what he had. So although you're right, 12-22 is not good, right? Like his record, that's what he's saying. His record is 12-22. It's not good. I don't fully believe it's his fault. I don't fully believe it's his fault, if I'm going to be real. JG also said K1 needs. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I mean, you're right. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I mean, things can happen, right? Things can change. Right now, he's not on my radar, right? Right now, he's not on my radar, but we'll see. There is news coming out here of the world of the NFL. Adam Schefter, ladies and gentlemen, I think he's on the Pat McAfee show. Adam Schefter just came out. Adam Schefter just came out and said that the Raiders are not looking to trade Jacoby Myers. So, although the request of Jacoby Myers was put out there yesterday, and I'm interested. I'm interested, right? I'm interested. But he just came out, Adam Schefter, and said that the Raiders are not looking to trade him. So, for what it's worth, there's that. If any player or coach has a losing season, you have to go. I mean, I don't know. Gannon was given a depleted red. Yeah, I mean, there's that too, right? There's that too. So, like, dude, there's 17 games, and you can't. I think people are. So 12-22. Yeah, that's 34 games. Yep. So you won 8 games. Yeah, you won 8 games in year 1. You won 4 games the year prior. Right? That's 12 wins. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I'm a little higher on Gannon than some people think. Ranger in the chat. I know, buddy. I know. I already had my crying. I already had my crying earlier this morning. I already had it. This hurts, man. This hurts. 2 more other people got released, Jamie Robinson and Keon Bars, for what it's worth. Keon Bars I really liked, but I didn't think he was going to make the roster to begin with. Jamie Robinson, I think he's a good player. I just didn't think he was going to make the roster to begin with. At one point, I thought Simi Fehoko was going to make the roster. At one point, I did. Let's do this. Right now, we're sitting about 2 hours away. Right now. Let's do this. Let's close up shop. Let's get ready for the announcement of the 53, because it's coming here soon. It's coming here real soon. Not just yet. Cigar Brother said, nah, bro, wait. He said, wait. Nah. He said, wait. Don't close up shop just yet, Cigar Brother said. Nah, not yet. Yeah, another fire one coming on our way.
Another one.
Another super chat. Cigar Brother says this. They need to fire JG and hire Kenny Dillingham from ASU. Real talk. Woo. Well, I don't think anybody would be upset. Especially everybody loves Kenny Dillingham right now. Everybody loves Kenny Dillingham, what he's doing with the ASU. Will it happen? I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. But if it does happen, please come back and tell me I told you so. That would be absolutely amazing because that would be an awesome prediction to get right. That would be an awesome prediction to get right. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Let me ask you guys this real quick before we close up shop. Before we do, yes or no? I want to get a gauge on what you guys are thinking. Do you think JG's in the hot seat next year? Yes or no? My opinion is no. Well, what do you think? Either yes or no. Just one answer. Yes or no. Yes or no. That's it. I want to see this chat flooded with either yes or no. Do you think he should be? Right? Do you think he should be in the hot seat? That's the question. That's it. And that's how we'll close up shop. I don't think he should be. Right? I don't think he should be. But yes or no? Do you think he should be in the hot seat? I don't think so. But I want to get what you guys are saying. There's over 100 people here right now. And only like 6 people chatting. And rightfully so, man. Some people don't like to chat, and that's fine. All right, here we go. Here we go. We got the answers. We got JW saying no. We got Keith saying no, but he should be. Okay. Okay, I respect that. Juan says no. RBG says no. All right. No. All right. Okay, for the most part, there's a lot of no's. Okay. Javier says yes. Okay. Yeah, Javier says, I'm doubling. I don't care. I'm putting 2 yeses. All right. Oh, man, he's just putting all these yeses up in the... Okay, we got a couple more yeses. We got Rick in the chat with the yes. Okay. Javier gives no Fs. He's like, I'm going to flood this bad boy up. All right. Let's go with flying solo, and then we'll close up shop right here. The Kenny Dillingham thing is very, very interesting, though. That's very interesting. Flying Solo says, so JG's first year had Joshua Dobbs as QB for half the season when Kyler Murray got hurt. Last season was his first season with K1 all year. We should give JG more credit. 8 wins is not easy to do. Is not easy to do. Let's be real. I don't think he should be in the hot seat, personally. I like Jonathan Gannon. I think he's done a really good job with what he's been kind of given, right? So now we are kind of in a situation that we are in right now. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think so. But we got some very, very people that yeah. I see you, Sarah. I see you. All right. Well, in that note, let's close up shop. Let's close up shop. We got to get ready because we're going to find out this 53-man roster within the next 2 hours. We're going to find this out here real soon. Real soon. Shout out here to my guys, Cigar Brothers, BBH, Chef, Martin. Thank you, everybody, for the super chat. Thank you, everybody, for smacking the like button here on your way in. We got over 100 people here in the chat right now, and I think we exceeded over 150 at one point. X/Twitter site. Thank you guys for tuning in. Absolutely do appreciate you guys. You guys are all absolutely amazing. I will see you guys later on today. Promise you. We'll put a video out, and maybe we might do another live stream later on today, breaking down the 53-man roster outside the prediction. All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys. You guys are all absolutely amazing. We all shed tears. We all cried. And I think at the end of the day, just like my one caller that called in said it right, I would rather see the development of Will Johnson, right? I'd rather see the development of Garrett and Max Melton. Let's be real. The guys so far that has been released, we weren't going to see him as starters. Let's be real. All right, y'all. Let's close up shop right here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let's see if the Arizona Cardinals make a move. Let's see. Or let's just see if we're just going to cut this 53-man roster down to where it counts. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. As always, you guys are all absolutely amazing. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cardinals.